Hi, you guys. Okay, P Valley Season 2, Episode 1, Pussyland. The episode opens up with this new character, I guess. He is, I think, at home, it looks like. His kids is having a birthday party. At first, I thought we was going back in the past because they had the old party decorations. Not that there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that it's a little dated. He got a house full of children screaming, yelling, playing all over top of his head. He is just on the laptop. His girl over there trying to get the kids together. He's like, look, I'm out this bitch. He grabs his keys and he dips. Now, he tells his girl that he was going to 7-Eleven, but he comes at a crossroad. And we see Patrice Woodbine. She got her Sunday service advertisement up on the billboard. And then we see a lady come out with her sexy gear on and stuff. And it's a sign for a car wash with some free wings and some titties. And of course, he follows the titties. He's trying to see what that's about. He pulls up to this booth, and there we see Haley. Haley is dressed up, and she's collecting the money at the booth. So dude asks her, are you going to dance for me today? Big O said, oh no, you don't want to see her dance. Okay, what's on the menu is hand job, $30. Detailing is $50, and the Mercedes experience is $100. Now, I don't think they are actually selling hand jobs. I think they mean wash the car by hand. Let's put that spicy twist on it. It fits. Well, oh boy, he said he want the Mercedes experience. And I have to give it to them. The experience was really nice. I would go to this car wash. I really would. I don't know about the girls all on my hood of my car and the roof of my car. I don't know about that. Put some titties on the glass. You had dancers there dancing. And then you get the ultimate Mercedes experience. Like, I think that was worth the money. Genius idea. This season, they're filming in COVID. They're keeping it authentic to, the real world, our reality. And I like that. I actually like when Shameless also did that. It gives you the reality of this is what's going on right now. So after that amazing performance, Mercedes, she went in the back, snatched that wig off, and she had to woosah. Her body is hurting her. Autumn, she comes in, and they seem to be friends now, and she knows exactly what's bothering Mercedes. Autumn tells Mercedes, look, this has been 5 months, and you're still in pain. You need to go see a doctor. Mercedes said, nah, I'm fine. She pulls it together, and she put on her last dance for the night. Due to COVID restrictions, the Pink is closed, but the sign says, but our pussy is open. And here is where we have the Pussyland car wash. And it's business as usual around here. It's the end of the night. Uncle Clifford, he's rocking Jupiter Baby. Remember Jupiter, the bartender? I think she was the bartender. Yeah. Last season, she has her baby down there, and Uncle Clifford is rocking her baby in one arm, and he's doing business in the other. Mercedes, she's checking her bank account, and she had to ask Autumn, "Are you sure you paid me, girl?" Autumn said, "Yes, I'm sure." I know that feeling, Mercedes, and it doesn't feel good when you spend up your whole check before you even get paid. By the time your check is drafted into your account, all your money is gone. You have overdraft. Mercedes is going off about who should get paid and why. Uncle Clifford explains that in Pussyland, everyone splits evenly whatever is left over in collections at the end of the night. Mercedes, she can't understand why is this so when everyone comes for the Mercedes experience anyway. I have to agree with Mercedes right here. She's the headliner. Why shouldn't she get more of the cut? Mercedes want to know, why does Big L get a cut when he doesn't have a pussy? Big L said, look, I got them wings, and you better respect my contribution. Big L shouldn't get paid the same amount as the dancers. His wings may be a contribution, but this isn't the business that the consumer is coming for. They're coming for the dancers. Now, if this was a business that's selling wangs while you're down there, you so happen to be able to see some titties, then I can understand. But, since they're coming to Pussyland, the girls should be getting paid the most money. Mercedes is like, look, I need more funds. I should be getting paid more than Toy's non-polling ass. So Toy is like, huh? Excuse me? Someone else said, you and Toy basically do the same thing. Mercedes said, nah, bitch, this ain't equivalent. That's like comparing an orange to a barracuda. Toy and Mercedes was about to squabble, and Uncle Clifford, he gets in between. Mercedes remind everyone that they need to appreciate her, because if it wasn't for her, none of them will be making any funds during this pandemic. She also tells them that they can keep up the bullshit if they want, but she will be gone. So Toy said, finally, the last dance. Y'all know that Mercedes ain't gonna take no last dance up in that motherfucker. She done tried too many times. Ooh, come in, y'all. M.I. Crickle I, humpback I, Mississippi Pride. It's Little Murder in Miss Mississippi. They got their video out and everyone is looking at their video. Now, Uncle Clifford, he's looking like he missed that old thing. So he gets aggravated and he cussed it off. Uncle Clifford said Keyshawn's shadow can't walk past his door no more. Never again will the Pink have another Little Murder night. Uncle Clifford said Keyshawn forgot the 43.22 rule. Leave that baby daddy drama home. Jupiter, I hope you don't have any. And Jupiter said, well, I don't even know who he is, so we good. And although Uncle Clifford may be upset with Keyshawn, but come on now, Uncle Clifford, that you really missing Lil Murder, or he got you feeling the way. So that's why you reacted like that more so. Uncle Clifford and Autumn, they join Big L in the back, and Big L lets them know that the Pink was denied a relief loan because they are a non-essential business. So when Autumn goes over the finances, she finds out that it's only $25K left out of $250K. Autumn is like, okay, I gave you 50, you had 55 to pay off that loan, and I gave you the rest, so where is it? Uncle Clifford said, well, he had to make sure these bitches got fed so they didn't have to give no head. And it's expensive keeping these hoes afloat during a pandemic. And he said around that cost around about another $55K. So that's still like 175 missing. Well, Uncle Clifford said there was Pussyland. He had to build that up because the club was closed down. So he thought of that to make money. And then comes the PPE supplies. And then not to mention he had to redo the Paradise Room. But I still don't see that being 170K. You know what I mean? It sounds like Uncle Clifford has some bad spending habits. Uncle Clifford says to Autumn, you got that partner? Look, I don't even know why I'm calling you partner. You sitting up here questioning me. Autumn said, don't give me that. You have 15% partnership in this. So Big L said 15%, that's what removing a dead body go for these days. Uncle Clifford said, yeah, I can see why Mercedes want more money. Shit, I do too. So Autumn was like, don't give me that shit. I'm the reason why Mercedes got her down payment to put on her gym. So Mercedes got her gym now. He also said that she take care of Mercedes. But if it wasn't for Mercedes and Uncle Clifford, Martavius would still be hell in your life. You could be dead by now. I'm not saying that Haley owes them everything, but don't be around here talking like you just giving stuff out for free. Uncle Clifford made a comment. He said, that, hell, that's the least your yellow ass could do. That said, hell, y'all, she was ready to fight him. But Uncle Clifford was hearing the ladies. It was some commotion. So he's like, what? Hold up. What's going on with these bitches now? He goes out there. He finds out that the COVID restrictions will be lifted, so everything will be getting back to business as usual. We also find out that Mayor Ruffin has passed away due to complications of the COVID. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I liked Mayor Ruffin. The way he cussed, oh my goodness, it was so classic. Oh my goodness, he would cuss a motherfucker out. And one of the Cow brothers, Wayne Cow, he will be sitting in acting as mayor because of the situation. And we remember the Cow brothers. This is the white Cow brothers, okay? Wayne Cow, he'll be sitting in as mayor. So this is raises concern about the casino issue. Remember, we still have that up in the air, but at least this time, the deed is no loans on the property and things of that sort. Speaking of casinos, Andre, we're going to go over to Andre. Remember Andre? Well, Andre is looking like Ashy Larry over here up in this pandemic. He is already thin. He looks like he lost weight. Before we get to him, his wife, she's coming in. Remember, she's a doctor. This is during a pandemic. She's coming home from a long, hard day of work. It looks like she's in a separate part from the house, probably in the basement or something. And she's stripping herself of her clothes. Her face broke out. This happened to a lot of people from wearing a mask, just irritate your face and cause an outbreak. My daughter had that. But she's cleaning up, just unwinding from the day. And she goes in to get some milk, and she realized that it's none in there. So she's calling for Andre. He's not answering the phone. She comes upstairs and she's like, I came up here for milk. What the hell you been doing all day? Andre is over there playing the game. Didn't even really acknowledge that she came in because he was so into his game. And then she was like, I was calling your phone. Like, I told you that I needed milk down there. Why you just didn't put my milk down there? So she goes to his phone, and because she said she'd been calling his phone like 5 times. She says to Andre, you have a lot of missed calls over here. One from this person, a text from Haley saying she's sending her condolence. Like, who was Haley? Child, Andre slid over to that phone so goddamn fast and snatched that phone. And see, men don't understand, like, just that action, that tells us a lot. So she was like, boy, whatever, okay. Andre finally looks at his phone, which it looks like he'd been ignoring for hours, and he calls one of the missed calls back, and here is where he learns that Mayor Ruffin has passed away. And he tells them that he'll be there. So his wife is like, no, Andre, no. He just keeps telling him that he's coming down, and she's like, no. And she is going off. She's like, you didn't even ask me how my day was. I lost all these patients today. It's hard on. She says, going through a lot. Remember back when the pandemic started, this is how we all felt. So imagine her in a hospital. We don't know about this disease. We just winging it. And it was very scary and traumatic. But my thing about that is, you too is putting yourself at risk. So, I mean, what's the difference? Y'all already was in 2 separate parts of the house. You know what I mean? Andre, he gets off the phone and he tells her, look, I won't go to the funeral, but I have to go and pay my respects. That's the least I can do. I need to do that. And she tells him, well, look, okay, do what you got to do, but go early because you know how niggas are. And I felt like she was saying the niggas with the ER. Child, look at Sister Woodbine. She got her congregation out there. Well, I wouldn't say it's a congregation because I'm sure churches are still closed as of right now. But she has like a drive-through, and they're giving out food packages and things of that sort. And she has her CD she's giving out, and she's just preaching the gospel. She got her thing going on, okay, up in Mercedes property. Okay, we're gonna go over to Lil Murda. He's over there with DJ Never Scared, and they up there trying to drop another track, but it's sounding like some slaw over there. It's missing something, DJ Never Scared said. Lil Murda, he goes in his cabinets, he gets a bucket and he gets a pan. He gets some big forks, and he's just making beats, and it comes out a fire beat, okay? So now they have their beat laid down so they can put it over that track. DJ Never Scared asks Well, first, here goes Lil Murder. He's sitting over there, and he's going through his phone, and he goes to the thread that him and Uncle Clifford had, and he's reading all the text message that was left on red, basically. Uncle Clifford done cut that ass off. Left that Negro on red. DJ Never Scared, he asked Lil Murder, did he hear from Uncle Clifford? Lil Murder, he's not out yet. Now, I wouldn't say that Little Murder is DL because we haven't seen him with a woman that knows his sexuality. And I feel as though it's nobody's business unless you're sexually active with that person. So we haven't seen him with a woman who thinks he's straight. So his business is not out there. So he's playing the front, and he's like, fuck what I speak to that nigga for. And DJ Never Scared, he's like, well, no, I was just asking because, the COVID restrictions back up. The club might be open. I was wondering if he hit you up for another show or something. Lil Murder, he's like, oh, yeah, no, he ain't hit me up. Little Murder, he's still trapping out where he live at, okay? So somebody come through, they get something. Here come a call, pulls up, and Little Murder, he braces himself. He reaches for his gun in his back, and the back of his waist, and there's a call pulling up. They asking him about his music. And Little Murder's like, yeah, it seems like they like his music. He's showing love back. But he doesn't feel at ease with it. And I don't either, because that dude in the back seat, he was showing that he's a little jelly. Did y'all see that? Autumn, yes, she has been staying with Mercedes. They're roommates now, and Mercedes is in her room moaning loud, okay? She's getting it in. Well, come to find out, Mercedes has been celibate for a year. It sounds like that she was planning on giving Maine, the one that the OG that lived across the street, the one that would put his monitor box on his little cousin leg to babysit. Yeah, she's saying that now that he's away, she was going to give him some, but now he's trumped up on some robbery charges that done fucked that up. He said that she don't even know what a D looks like anymore unless it's purple and plastic. She said the first thing she's going to do when this is over, the pandemic is over, is go and hunch on Maine. Said she goes to leave, and Haley asks her, you're not going to eat? Mercedes said, look, I had Henny, a blunt, and a nut, so I am good. So Haley tells her, look, I just wanted to let you know for the grand opening, I'm going to negotiate a deal for you to get a percentage on the door. Just the door? Yes, just the door. I know that you've been going through a lot of stuff, paying stuff off, and it's been a lot on you, and this should help. Also, because it's a lot on Mercedes, Haley wants to audition for some new girls. She said that Beyonce, she needs a Kelly and Michelle. Mercedes, she's not trying to hear that. And Haley thing is, look, the best dancers left. Gidget, she left because her mother passed away. And Keyshawn, well, she couldn't even finish about Keyshawn because Mercedes was like, don't bring her name up in my house ever again. Autumn asks, like, what's up with you and Uncle Clifford about this? And Mercedes' thing is, Keyshawn pulled a gun on family. Autumn tells Mercedes, look, this is something that you wouldn't understand. And Mercedes said, actually, I do. Haley said, well, you know what, girl? This is all I'm saying. The best dancers left, so we need some new blood. So Mercedes said, look, we're good on new blood. We don't need that. She tells Autumn that she will whip Toya into shape, okay? That to hold off on that new blood. Mercedes, she get down to her dance studio. She having a Skype meeting with her girls, and she finds out that a lot of the girls, their parents does not want them to come back. Some for financial reasons, and some they just don't know about this COVID situation and how it all's going to play out. So they rather sit out. and wait. And this is a damper on Mercedes. She's just opening up her gym and she needs business to flow. Down at the paint, Uncle Clifford and Big Al, they're back there redoing the Paradise Room, and Haley scares the shit out of them. And Big Al, he wants to show off what he did, so he cuts off the light, and he has these lights glowing in the room. So Haley, she's like, what the fuck is that? So we see that the blood stains from Montavious is seeping through the new paint. And Haley tells them this is what blood does. Paint this motherfucker red, all red. Lil Murder, he goes see his manager, the one that works at the funeral home. Nice guy. I forgot his name. Lil Murder, he goes inside the funeral home and he's like, yo, calling out for him. This motherfucker pops out one of the coffins. Lil Murder pulls out his gun ready to blast him. He said, yo, you gonna shoot the dead? Hell yeah. Oh boy is weird, okay? Lil Murder, he came down there because he want him to put him together a tour in the pandemic. Lil Murder said, you haven't been hearing the hype, you haven't heard my music, it's going off. Manager asks him, well, is that because of your video, or is it because lonely men that has nowhere to go been tuning in to see Mississippi? His manager asks him, if you was to go on tour in a pandemic, what would be your draw? Lil Murder, he said, you know what, Mississippi. Yeah, good luck on that, because her baby daddy ain't letting her go nowhere. Lil Murder asks him, don't you want to get up out of here? You sitting up here sleeping in a coffin. He asks him, if we don't get up out of here now, when are we going to get out? Miss Mississippi, she's over here. She has her studio in her second bedroom. It looks like she fixed up a whole little studio, and she's doing like Zoom and I guess OnlyFans type stuff where people tune in to see her dance. And this is how she's been getting through the pandemic. We see Dirk bitch ass. He's sitting up there watching her show while he's out there babysitting the baby. She gets done. She's unwinding, and she comes out, and Dirk is like, yeah, you had 400K views this time. And Keyshawn is like, yeah, So he's like, yeah, I have a job interview at 3 o'clock. Keyshawn saying, I have to get back online at 3. Rome set this up for her. So she's been working with that manager that came to the club that night. Derek, he's tired of sitting around the house. He's like, look, I got to go back to work. I need to get out of here and work. And Keyshawn thing is she's making money. Money is rolling in. She can't miss these opportunities. She's been getting income and possible brand deals. She rubs Derek ego and tells him that, this won't be long. Soon he'll be back in the shop and she will be back in front of the stage. And Derek tells her no. He does not want her back on the stage. He said that room is all that she needs. Get the fuck out of here, okay? While Keyshawn was changing her baby, she gets a call from Lil Murder. Now, Lil Murder owe her money. She wants to know where her stacks is off top. He's like, oh, no, I'm going to give it to you. He introduces the idea of them going on tour. Telling her that their views, that they can make like 400K views. And Keyshawn is like, look, I already make that. I'm good. I don't need that. Lil Murder said, well, remember Lil Murder night, though? All them eyes on you, watching you. Don't you want that? Keyshawn like, no, thank you. I don't need that. And she tells him, run me my stacks. But the thing is, it's Derek that she's scared of, okay? It's not that she don't want to do it. It's Derek is not letting her go. Now, she goes to throw the diaper in the trash, and she looks, she's like, okay. So she puts more diapers in the trash to say that she's running out of diapers and that she needs to go to the store and get more. Also, she needs tampons. She tells Dirk this. Dirk is like, it's not even a fifth yet. Your period isn't on. And she's like, well, it'll be here soon. So Derek is like, okay, just pick me up some moon pies while you out. Keyshawn, you better drop that chicken dinner and get you a winner. Andre, he makes it to the wake before everyone arrives. He's there having his time with Mayor Ruffin, and his assistant walks in and they're having small talk. He asks about Mayor Ruffin's sons, which the assistant, she nicknamed them the Trifling Five. Well, actually now it's the Trifling Six. Come to find out, Mayor Ruffin has a 1-year-old. So she tells that Andre that they need another pallbearer, that he should come, that even though him and Mayor Ruffin wasn't getting along, Mayor Ruffin did love Andre, and he thought of him as one of his sons. Andre, he runs into Haley. I don't know how Haley knew that he was down here. I guess she knew it was a wake that day, and so happened it's nighttime now and she's down there. He make a compliment that Haley, she's now sounding like a citizen of Chuckalisa, and he tells Haley, look, Haley, I didn't know what I was going to do when I seen you. I thought I would slap you. Never in a million years that Andre think that Haley would come through that door with that 250K. He says to him that I wish that I could tell you that grief gets better, but it doesn't. She was speaking of her grief that she carries with her. Said sometimes it feels like a hurricane, and this causes Andre to open up to her. He tells her that Mayor Ruffin did what his father couldn't do for him. He's always been there for him, and he feels bad that he can't help be there for him. And Haley tells him, look, funerals are not for the dead, they're for the living. Andre thought that at this moment that he would get a kiss from Haley. She turned right around and walked away. Hey, remember Keyshawn, she went down to the store. She got away from Derek and went down to the store, to the Family Dollar. On her way down there, she's talking to Gidget, and we find out that Gidget's mother passed away from COVID. Her boyfriend, Duffy, was supposed to gave it to her mother, and Gidget is going off about that. But what distracts Keyshawn is that she sees Diamond he's working. He's doing security now at Family Dollar. So she hangs straight up on Gidget that was spilling her guts out about her mom. Keyshawn, she goes up to Diamond. She's trying to talk to him, and he asks her, where's your mask? You trying to go in here and get something, you need your mask. And she continues to try to talk to him, and he's like, not here. She's like, if not here, where? When? And she tells him that she didn't mean for it to go down like that it happened so fast. And, she's just going on and on. Diamond is not trying to hear it. He tells her, look, go on home. He says, gut a nigga. That's what he called me. Keyshawn is like, he would never say that. Diamond is like, yes, he did. Why do you think that I fucked him up that night? Diamond gets so in his emotion that a customer tried to walk in without a mask. He jacked that man up and tell that man, pointing his finger on that man's forehead. Diamond, you cannot do that here at Family Dollar. You may have got away with that shit at the club, but not here at Family Dollar. Not to get his ass shot some goddamn well. Keyshawn, she's still wearing the necklace that Diamond gave her. Remember the necklace that was sentimental to him? And he's like, no, I don't want it. Why would I want that? And it don't even work. Now, I know that the necklace symbolizes something to Diamond, but I forgot exactly what. Keyshawn, she just grabbed a little bit of dignity she got left, and she walks away. But so what? You should feel like that. I do understand that. Like she asked Diamond, like, what if you would have shot him that night? You would have been in jail. I do understand that she was diffusing the situation, but that you and Dark is no. Mayor Ruffin, everyone is dressed in their neon green, and they are having themselves a traditional down south going home service. Andre told his wife that he was just going to go to the wake, and that was it. He would come right back home. Well, this motherfucker then went to the wake, then went to the motherfucking funeral, then been a pallbearer, then spoke at the funeral, all this shit, okay? At this point, she even want to let you back in the house. Now, over at Uncle Clifford house with his grandmother is listening to the funeral on TV, and she calls Clifford in, and she's like, "Do you see Mookie on that third row?" And Clifford is like, "No, I don't see her." Clifford grandmother said, "Well, you know what that means. That means she's at home with her foot in them chitlins. And I'm going to need some." Clifford is like, "No, hell no. I'm not putting myself at risk." And his grandmother like, "Look, you is young. You need to go over there. Or I'm going to go." So she go reach for the keys. Uncle Clifford said, "If you don't sit your dry coochie ass down." So he goes on over to the repast to get his grandmother some chitlins, and the trifling five without the baby is sitting out there talking to Andre. They're like, "You 6'5", that's a waste of height. You not even playing basketball. And then you got Morehouse College under your belt. What are you doing with yourself?" And Andre, he's not really doing much right now. And it's because of the pandemic, probably. But I have to say probably not, because he lost his deal before the pandemic. But I'm sure the pandemic is a big reason why Andre hasn't bounced back. Because Andre's out here looking like Ashley Larry. Uncle Clifford, when he walks up, he basically asks Andre, "What is your intentions here? You know, you thinking about that casino shit?" And Andre tells him, like, "Look, what about who owns the casino now?" "Well, me and Haley is partners." "Okay, well, there you go. The pink won't be I can't do nothing with the pink." Well, here comes Mayor Wayne Cowell. And his plan is to keep Mayor Ruffin legacy going. Well, Uncle Clifford said, "Well, don't fuck with me, because I'll put my name on that mayoral ballot." And with Pastor Wilpine big ass mouth, I think it was a petition, whatever. Mel Kyle will be seen to that. Basically, Uncle Clifford told him, "Look, don't fuck with me." And he gets his chitlins and he's out. Mayor Kyle, he goes up to Andre and he tells him, "Look, I'm serious. I want to make sure your godfather's legacy still runs. If he wanted the casino, I want to push that forward." Andre, he has not forgot about the last time when they pulled that gun on him, made them sign papers or some shit like that. He's like, no. And Kyle's like, "Look, a family business can be a fraud business, but just help us put this Band-Aid over this wound." And Andre's like, "If that's what you call it, I don't want no parts of that shit." So the repast is over. Things is wrapping up. Andre is staying at the house. No one is staying there. It's a family home that everyone comes to. They just keep it in the family. So he's going to be staying there. So he gets a knock at the door, and it's the black cow brother. And he still wants his waterfront. And he tells Andre, "Look, it's a new owner. Of course, Clifford isn't going to sell, but maybe the new owner will make that happen." Mercedes and Autumn, they're having a movie night, Waiting to Exhale. Autumn, she is in it. You can tell this is like her favorite movie. She said her favorite part is coming up. And Mercedes like, "Girl, you know how many times we watched this, okay?" And they only been together for about 5 months now, okay? And they done already watched it a lot of times. Mercedes, she's into her phone because she done seen it 11 times. And she runs across the Pink page and the audition ad. So she goes the fuck off. "You said you wasn't, I told you not to hire no new girls, and you doing an audition." And Haley thinks, "Look, I am trying to keep things afloat. I didn't ask for this pandemic to come up. excuse me for giving you ungrateful bitches a place to work in this pandemic. And I feel her. She's doing the best that she can with what they have. They don't really have anything. Mercedes, what do you want? So they said, okay, cool. What Uncle Clifford got to say about this? Uncle Clifford don't got nothing to say about this because I'm the boss. Mercedes said, okay, massa. User want some lemonades before you go Zabeza? I was like dying laughing. Miss Mississippi, she's attended to her baby who's crying and she threw the bottle out the crib. And Mississippi is like, she's weaning her off the breast. So she gets in the crib with her. I remember these days. I got in the crib with my daughter, my first baby. I used to lay in the crib with her. But she gets into the crib with her baby and she's telling her baby a story of a girl who wanted hair. So her sister wanted the hair and braided her hair down to the floor. And I'm guessing this is probably a Rapunzel story that may not be from Keyshawn's childhood, but what she's plotting of now, that she's going to plot her escape, so to speak. She texts Lil Murda and she said, let's call it the Dirty Dozen Tour, 12 cities, 12 nights. And this gets Lil Murda amped. He is pumped. He is feeling himself. This is giving him his motivation. This is what he needs because he's motivated to get out of his situation. And I like that. And that is where the episode ends. And we'll see what this season has in store. And I'll see you guys on the next review. Bye.